Tonight, find out what Troy Dining does with leftover food.
Plus, students get a taste of a different culture on campus. Stay tuned. TrojanVision News starts right now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for January 23rd, 2015. I'm Sarah Singletary.
And I'm Xavier Harris. Thank you for joining us this evening. Music educators from all over the state of Alabama have converged in Montgomery this weekend, and Troy Band has gotten the chance to spend some time with these musicians, as well as to show off some of their talents. Felicia Payne has the details in the Trojan News Center in Montgomery.
Strike Up the Band. The 2015 Alabama Music Educators Association is in full swing in Montgomery, and there is a group of Troy students participating in the Intercollegiate Band, which is only held every other year.
Basically, people will come from various universities from around the whole state of Alabama, and we just come together and perform together. It's a really great thing.
This year's band is conducted by Colonel Jean Bourgeois, retired Marine band conductor, and Colonel Bourgeois says that having an opportunity to participate in this is just as beneficial for the students as for himself.
Well, it gives students from various different schools, different disciplines, getting together, working as an ensemble, because music is ensemble making and it's teamwork, and they exchange musical thoughts and performances.
There are 10 universities represented in the Intercollegiate Band at AMEA this year, and Troy students who are participating say that this interaction is what makes this event so much fun.
I think it's an awesome experience to be able to get with other musicians and make music with people that are as serious about music as we are.
It's a great way to network, and also it's nice just to come play music with competent musicians from across the state. You don't really get to play with people from other areas like you used to in high school with honor band and stuff like that, so it's a good experience for sure.
There are 22 students from Troy participating in the event, and they hope that they can bring some of the things they learned here at AMEA back with them to Troy. In Montgomery, Felicia Payne, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Intercollegiate Band concert will be tonight at 8:15 at the Montgomery Performing Arts Center.
Do you ever wonder what happens to the leftover food in Trojan Dining? Well, what looks like leftovers to Troy students becomes a main course for someone else. Troy University Campus Kitchen got its start in early November 2014 and is continuing its work into 2015. Once a week, student and faculty volunteers pack the leftover food from Trojan Dining into boxes that are delivered to the local Head Start and Christian Love Center. One volunteer tells us what sparked her interest to get involved.
It showed me that they put the food to use that we didn't use, and they put it to a good cause, so I wanted to see the whole process done.
Feeding the community is Campus Kitchen's main focus right now. However, Coordinator of Service Learning and Civic Engagement Jonathan Seelan tells us that the program plans on expanding into nutritional education.
Kind of once we get up off the ground and this becomes more of a regular thing and we have the capacity, we really want to do some nutrition education alongside delivering the meals. To teach the children at the respective locations just the importance of nutrition, importance of exercise, how to eat right, how to live right, things of that nature.
Campus Kitchen needs volunteers to both pack and deliver the meals, creating several opportunities to get involved. Volunteer Desiree Kirkwood tells us why she believes students should be a part of this organization.
It's an opportunity to make good friends, to get to know people and know that you're doing good to help out other people here in Troy, Alabama. And there's just great people here volunteering.
If you would like to volunteer with Campus Kitchen, contact Jonathan Seelan in the Office of Service Learning in Eldridge Hall, room 115.
A Troy University organization dedicated to helping bring awareness to issues related to the disabled is celebrating their second year of existence at Troy University. Chantel Wilson explains.
Thursday night, students concerned about disability awareness, an organization known as SCADA, met in the Trojan Center Room 119 to celebrate their second birthday. Vice President of SCADA, Haley Dodds, tells us what the organization means to her.
It means just making everyone else aware of everything that's going on around them, not just about, news and stuff like that, but stuff that's going on with people that they're very close to, stuff that they're people that they're very close with and they care for.
SCADA ensures that disabled students are accommodated so that they can maneuver easily and safely around campus.
All buttons on campus that don't work and then work the next day, that's us. We pretty much have just raised awareness for the disabilities so that we can actually be more popular so that people can know what we are.
SCADA meets every first Tuesday and third Thursday of the month to raise awareness about their organization and to reach out to the student body.
So we're hopefully going to try to do like a sidewalk challenge where we do chalk. We also are working on a couple other fun fundraisers, hopefully to get the professors involved, the students involved, and maybe raise a little bit of money in the process. We're still working on it because it's very new to this semester, so it's going to be interesting to work more on getting involved with the students.
Shantia Wilson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
If you're interested in taking part in SCADA, their next meeting will be Tuesday, February 3rd in Trojan Center, room 119. With Troy University's diverse international student population, there are plenty of ways to find out about cultures from other countries.
Well, starting last night, students can learn about French culture just by watching a movie. Victoria Sabinina has the details.
During the spring semester, the Department of Communications and Fine Arts held a French Film Festival in Troy University, giving students an opportunity to learn through entertainment.
This is the second year that we've received a grant from the French Embassy in Atlanta to show recent and some classical French films. So we have a series of 6.
This festival helps to remove the gap between American and European cultures.
Since they get sort of a touch, sort of an upfront look at French culture, for one thing, and also the fact that these movies are not like movies that they're going to see at the Continental Five. This is French cinema, and it's somewhat more intellectual and more sociological, psychological, and you see some actors that you've not seen before too. So it brightens your whole landscape of, it's like studying cinema instead of just going to the movies.
Troy University is an international university, and it's good to embrace the diversity that the university has by coming to events like this and learning more about the different cultures that are at the university.
Troy University students have opportunity to watch movies and discover French culture every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Bib Brace Hall. Victoria Sabinina, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The next film in the series will be Coco Before Chanel, next Thursday at 4 p.m. in Bib Graves, room 129.
And now for a look at news from around the state. An Alabama legislator has written a bill to target websites that post police mugshots and then charge people to take photos down. Democratic Representative John England of Tuscaloosa says the bill would prohibit commercial websites from charging a fee to remove a mugshot once the person in the photo has requested it down.
A lawsuit has been settled over extensive damage done to a Montgomery home by law enforcement officers searching for a man who killed 3 people in Auburn. A federal judge has dismissed a suit that Yakimi Ward filed against Montgomery police, federal officers, and her insurance company. The dismissal was by mutual agreement. Her attorney says her home was restored.
Alabama unemployment rate has dropped to 5.7%, which is the lowest rate in the past 6 years. Governor Robert Bentley says December's seasonal adjusted rate is down from 6% in November. It is the lowest than 6.1% recorded a year ago. It's slightly above the national rate of 5.6%.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, the women's basketball team headed to Arkansas to take on the conference leader UALR to defend their winning streak. Find out more when Amy Austin joins us in sports.
Plus, we find out what potential candidates will fill the White House. We'll have that and more, so stay with us.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio is taking steps to run for president. I'm Mark Albert in Washington with the latest on a rapidly expanding field of possible GOP candidates.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
The warrior spirit, it's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence, conquer, claim territory, and climb ladders. Know that you have the power to stand alone, but the comfort of knowing that you'll never have to. Discover your inner warrior. Find it at troy.edu/spirit.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
The women's basketball team looked to defend its win streak against the conference leader UALR on Thursday night. The Trojans fell to UALR 82-56. First half was the downfall for Troy with poor shooting. Troy fell behind from the start and was never able to catch up to the UALR Trojans. Headed into halftime, Troy trailed UALR 42-18. Troy shot better in the second half to answer the UALR Trojans 40 points with 38 of their own, but the damage was already done. Troy shot a field goal percentage of .365, while Arkansas Little Rock shot 500%. The leading scorer for the Trojans was Renita Garrett, who had 22 points. Along with leading in scoring, Garrett had a double-double. She had 11 rebounds also. And senior Courtney Coleman said the team is ready to put UALR behind them and ready for the next game.
I'm very excited about playing Arkansas State, mainly because unfortunately we dropped the ball against Little Rock last night, but basketball is one of those sports where you have to shake it off and keep playing, and we have to take the anger that we feel for not winning against Arkansas, Little Rock, and beat Arkansas. And I'm ready, and I think everyone else is too.
The Trojans will take on Arkansas State tomorrow at 2 p.m. The men's basketball team also had a tough time against Arkansas Little Rock, but their troubles came in the second half. The Trojans fell to UALR 73-65. Troy led the way into halftime 34-25, but the UALR Trojans came back in the second half to score 48 points in comparison to Troy's 31. UALR outshot Troy 473% to 411. Leading scorers for the Trojans were Chris Bilbo and Musa Abdul Alim. Bilbo scored 15 points, closely followed by Abdul Alim, who scored 14. The men will take on Arkansas State on the Trojans' home turf of Trojan Arena on Saturday, beginning at 4:15 p.m. The track and field team will be headed back to Birmingham for another meet of the season. The women's team will be competing in UAB's Sanford Multi and the UAB Vulcan Invite over the weekend. The women's team is coming off of a competition this past weekend at Chapel Hill, where 5 different Trojans saw their own personal records fall. The team heads back to Birmingham once again, which is beneficial for the team because that is where the Indoor Conference Championship will be held. And head coach Mark Davis said his team is looking to continually improve throughout each tournament leading up to the championship.
Going to UAB again. It's another meet at the Crossplex. We're looking forward to it. There's going to be some good competition. There's some great competition there last time. So we're just looking to see how they go out there and develop week to week. Each week in track and field kind of builds on the next one. So, like I said, keeping that rhythm going and getting them to compete hard, that's what we're looking to do.
The Trojans will begin competing today, and the events will last all day today and tomorrow. The men's tennis team picked up their first win of the season over the past weekend. The Trojans now head to Dallas, Texas to compete at SMU. There will be 2 other teams at the tournament besides the host SMU and Troy. Abilene Christian and McMurray will also be there. And while the men are in Texas, the women's tennis team will also be getting back into the swing of things with their first tournament of the season. The team will head to DeLand, Florida to compete at Stetson University. This first match will be the start for both teams. Stetson lost their last match of the fall season, but had previously won 8 straight matches.